Here's a delay. Welcome to another Wednesday edition here of the Rock Pile. Tune in every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock with myself, the coach, Rocky Crigliano. And again, when you go on Facebook, you can follow me on LinkedIn, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow me on YouTube. Special guest tonight is the owner of Fit Body Boot Camp, Lisa Briggs, who's going to join me in just a moment. She's in the green room waiting for me. We had a nice little conversation. She's locked and loaded, ready to go. Remember, it is an interactive show, so if you want to ask Lisa or myself any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment box, and we'll try to get to as many questions and comments as we can throughout the broadcast. So, without further ado, let's see if we can bring her here into the broadcast. There she is. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Doing awesome. I said I like the setup you got back there. Looks good.
Yeah,
Colorful.
Well, I'm in my basement. This is the last 10 weeks. I've spent a lot of time in my basement, more than ever. With the coronavirus, we really had to shift the way we did business since we had to close down our gym. And so we kind of converted our basement into a homemade gym. And this is where I perform our boot camp sessions.
Well, I don't know if you can see the picture, Lisa. I posted it up here this week and last week, but everybody says you're an intense, you have a ball of energy, you're a spitfire. And I know your husband, a football coach too. So everybody said to beware of you tonight.
Yes. Well, I can get a little crazy. I can get a little loud. I know my kids at 5:30 in the morning do not like me very much because I'm a little bit loud, but that's just the intensity in me. I'm just so passionate about, helping people live their best lives. It just comes out of my pores.
Well, Lisa, talk to us a little bit about, if you can, give us an overview of yourself first. And then obviously the first thing I want to get into is the impact of the virus, but give our audience a little bit of a background of yourself.
Sure. So, well, back in high school, I was always an athlete. I was captain of my cheerleading squad, captain of my soccer team, so I really, really did show a lot of leadership skills back in the day. But, growing up, going through college, I really wanted to focus on being a mom. Like my number one priority was to be a mom. And so I, went through college and I met my husband, Brian, and we have 3 sons, and I was living my dream as a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. And when I hit 40, a lot of people say, oh, the midlife crisis happens when you hit 40. I wouldn't actually call it a crisis. It actually was a wake-up call for me. I had a great life. I had a great family. I had a great husband. We were kind of going through this, amazing life with a white picket fence. But I just knew there was something inside me that just wasn't complete. And I had to turn 40 to finally realize that. And when I did that, I did a lot of soul searching. What makes me happy? My boys are healthy, my family's healthy, but what really internally makes me happy? So I had to do a lot of soul searching. So I went back, back in the day, what made me happy, and fitness always made me happy. It releases those good mood hormones. I love the competitiveness in it. And I thought, geez, how can I make this a career? So I hooked up with one of my friends, and I said, she wanted to lose 20 pounds. And I said, I don't know, let's try it. Let's see what we can do. So a long story short, I helped her lose 20 pounds. I helped her get off of her diabetes medicine, off of her anxiety medicine. And it really clicked, like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I'm really kind of good at this. How can I make this a career? And that's how Fit Body Boot Camp came about.
So Lisa, let me ask you this. So a lot of people, including myself, so I've had numerous jobs, throughout my career, and I went to school for broadcast. And I always say, if I could do broadcasting for a living, or if I could coach for a living and it paid the bills, I would do it. I know you said when you were pregnant, you did a little soul searching. Was that the one moment where you said to yourself, I got to do something? I got to make that change, career-wise. Was that the one moment that really changed things for you?
No, actually, no. I really took a look at my lifestyle. I wasn't making good choices, and I wasn't happy. And I just couldn't figure out why. On the outside, everything looked great, but internally, I just wasn't happy, and I wasn't making really good choices as far as a lifestyle goes. And I just made the decision. I woke up one day and I made the decision to take control of my life and to show myself who was boss and to make it happen.
And Lisa, your family's athletes. So your
Mhm.
sons, you've grew up in the, you've been around sports, your whole life. And
Yeah.
how competitive is it in your household with the boys and your husband for a coach? How competitive is it knowing that their mom's just as competitive, if not more competitive?
Yes.
So
Well,
what's it like?
I have to be very careful with that because I love the competitiveness in my boys. However, I want them to always be on the same team. I want them to know what brotherhood means. I want them to know that they need to back each other up, that they need to cheer each other on, that they need to help, help each of them. They're very lucky to have each other. And even though they are competitive, they all have their different strengths. And so we really, really try to focus on each and every one, their individual strength.
Really, the one behind the scenes has been the rock of the family.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a coach for over 30 years. My sister's the field hockey coach at Camden.
Yes.
My mom had to put a lot of fights out, at the dinner tables.
Mm-hmm.
So yourself, your sons played football for your husband. So
Yeah.
what was
And
that like?
so it's funny because Brian is an amazing coach, on the field, off the field. He's a great role model. However, I'm the boss of the family. He's a softie when it comes to the boys. Um, I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the one who gets the job done, and we make a great team because he shows that intensity, on the field, and really, really holds our boys accountable,
Yep.
to where their potential is on the field, and I do that at home. So we make a really good team as far as offsetting that.
And I always say too, it takes a special wife to be a coach's wife. And I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine too, with your job, a special husband too, you probably put in a lot of hours. Right now it's you're home, but a
Right.
lot of hours, and you guys have different schedules. So, maybe talk to us a little bit about that.
I'll tell you, it was tough. It was tough. Um, when Brian first came to me and talked to me about accepting the position, at Holland Patton for the head coach, I wanted him to follow his passion. I wanted him to be that role model for our boys. However, I knew it was going to take, a toll on our family. We're going to have to adjust. And I'm not going to say it was easy, but hard work pays off. And you have to put the effort in each day to make it work. And I wanted him to follow his passion just as he is following me with my passion.
Now, do you think that's helped you to where you're at? Your husband being competitive, your boys in sports, and the hard work, and I'll agree. Like my son's 8 and my daughter's 4, and we push them. I push them very
Mm-hmm.
hard, and my wife does too. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that gets them ready too for the real world as they get older.
It does. But one thing we're really focusing on is leadership. I'm such a big advocate on leadership because there's a difference between being arrogant, being conceited,
Hmm.
and then being a leader. And so what we're doing is teaching our boys how to lead and how to be confident and knowing that they can do whatever they want to if they put the effort and hard work in.
Yeah, no, I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just pulling in some stuff. So, Joelle, you might know some of these folks here. Joelle says
Joelle
I'm here.
Andretti! Hey, girl!
So she's on. And then I got to show Pat says, Brian Briggs, do you agree? And then one more, Kim says, Lisa sounds like a great motivator. I agree. You sound like a great motivator. So, Lisa, talk to us a little bit because obviously this coronavirus has impacted
Mm-hmm.
all businesses, myself included, where I'm at here at Birdie
Yes.
Bus. But talk to us how it's impacted you and your gym.
I'll tell you, it scared me, just like it scared everybody else. The uncertainty is what was so scary. I had to make a decision like that. And I have a social responsibility to all of my members in the community to make that decision. As soon as I think I closed my doors March 15th. As soon as, I knew that this virus was contagious and it was a threat. I didn't stay open for another week just to play it out. I wanted to make sure that my people were safe and that we had a plan in motion. I pivoted my business in 2 days.
Wow, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you guys part of phase 4? I know everybody's saying they don't know what phase anybody is. Do you know what phase you're in? Are you part of the recreation one?
Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. So, Fit Body Bootcamp is a franchise. So
Hmm.
I did buy into the franchise about 4 years ago. And so the headquarters has been phenomenal in leading us on the reopening process. The president of Fit Body Bootcamp gave us the okay to open June 1st. However, we live in New York. They're out in California.
Hmm.
Everything is a little bit different here. And we've been talking to, other local gyms, and everybody has their certain opinions. But I feel that I need to make sure I have my protocol in place, my trainers are on board, and my
Yeah.
members feel safe. That is the number one priority.
Now, I've talked to a lot of coaches, even on my radio show, and business owners, but social media has taken over. You see the Zoom meetings, you see meetings like we're having now,
Yes,
the impact of Twitter, Facebook,
yes.
LinkedIn. Have you been able to use some of those sites as well for your gym?
Oh my gosh, we Zoom every day. We Zoom every day. It was an adjustment. It was an adjustment. It took about, a week for everyone to kind of get used to working out in their living room
Yeah.
or their kitchen or their bedroom. But yeah, we pretty much do our Zoom workouts every single day. We have 5 live workouts a day. Instagram, Twitter, not so much. We kind of mainly focus on Facebook
Yeah.
and
You
Zoom.
know, I think this whole social media thing, I think one of the things, and we'll get into some of you do online classes and we'll get into
Yeah.
that too, but I don't see a lot of that going away down the pipeline. Do you think you'll continue to do online classes as well?
It's a new normal.
Yeah.
It's a new normal. And, this pandemic has brought so much negative, negativity and positivity. And try to look at the
Hmm.
positive things that this pandemic has brought out. It brought out a new way to communicate. The internet is an amazing avenue. And we created, like I said, we pivoted our business in 2 days onto this online. And, absolutely, we're going to, keep going online for sure.
Now, Lisa, before we came on, you said you were going to give away at the end, right? We're going to give away, or you're going to give away a free month
Yes.
membership. So
Yes.
what are we going to, are you going to ask a question? What are we playing? Are we playing a game? And at the end, we're going to reveal a winner? Did you figure out what we're going to ask?
Yeah, I'm going to give away a free month of boot camp, unlimited boot camp. And I was trying to think of a question, to ask you guys to see, try to play it safe, have fun with it. But I want to know what wellness means to you. What does wellness mean to you? Because there's so many different definitions. And I have my definition, and I want to see who gets close to what my definition of wellness is.
Okay. No, that we can do that. That
Okay?
works. Yep. So talk to us a little bit about, you mentioned some of your trainers that you have.
Yeah.
Talk to it, how many trainers you have. Talk a little
Yeah.
bit about each one if you can.
Yeah. I have 5 amazing trainers. I have Nicole Dema, who is my head trainer. She creates all of my workouts for me. And Nicole has been with me since pretty much day one. She was one of my challengers, and I just saw something in her as she was going through that challenge. She completely transitioned her body, and I saw you have to be a special kind of person to do this. And I saw that in her. She didn't see it in herself yet, but I saw it. And we were looking for a trainer, and I offered her the position, and she was hesitant. Me? And to make a long story short, she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. My
Now,
Nicole.
how many total do you have?
I have 5.
5 trainers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're all part-time. I have a health coach on staff. I have an accountability coach. Carla Capitafaro is our accountability coach. She's amazing on Facebook, so she's always keeping track of, who's doing what and making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Erica Drace has been with me for almost from the very beginning. She started off as a boot camper, and she just fell in love with health and wellness. And so she came on board as my health coach. So she is my part-time health coach. And then I have Tanara Kohlbrenner. She's been with me. She just celebrated her 1-year anniversary. So Tanara has been with us for over a year, and she is my facility leader. She is my right-hand person. She is a part-time coach, and she's also so good with the computer, and she helps me run these challenges. And I often go to her, for advice, and so she's been amazing. And then I have Andrew Castilla, who he's a part-time trainer, and he just brings that manly approach that we need. He's very knowledgeable and very personable, and he helps our members just feel safe.
So we got some people, Kim saying Lisa sounds like a great motivator.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim. Your husband says he's the motivator.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, we got Jessica. Lisa's an amazing motivator. Let's see what else we got. Carla.
There she is. Hey.
Thanks, Carla. Got a lot on here. Let's see. Frank says, looks good. Is Brian still in charge of marketing?
Well,
let's see if we got any questions. Pat says, oh, here's a good question. Did the Zoom workouts expand your business outside your local customers?
That's a great question. Yes. So what I love about these Zoom workouts is that I have people from Florida, Colorado, Indiana, Vermont, North Carolina, all working out with us on Zoom. And what's so special is that I have actually a couple of best friends. I have a friend who lives in New York, and her best friend lives in Indiana. And she said, is there a way for us to work out together? And they're like, absolutely. And so they work out together every day at 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And she's like, I never thought that I would ever be able to work out with my friend since I live so far away, and I miss her so much. And, so we're really connecting people from all over the country.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think, again, I think that could be a new way even down the pipeline when everybody comes back.
Yeah.
But that was a good question. Thanks, Pat. Sandy says she does your Zoom workout every day.
Well, that's my mama.
Oh, okay.
That's my mama. Yeah.
All right.
She better do my Zoom workouts every day.
No, that's awesome. So, so Lisa, I've talked to a lot of gym owners, and everybody has a different theme to their gym. Every gym is completely different. So what's different about your gym compared to some of the other gyms that are out there?
Right. Well, we have a hashtag, and it's live your best life. That is what we go by. We're really big on motivation, support, and accountability. So weight loss is more than just moving the scale. It's more than just losing weight. It's very emotional. And what we do is we do a lot of mindset work first. We want to know what everybody's why is. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to gain muscle.
Yep.
But why did you get to the point where you got? I was 170 pounds at my heaviest. I was 170 pounds. And so I know what it feels like to be unhealthy. I know what it feels like to be in a situation where you don't even know who you are. And so what I like to do before I even sign anybody up for my program, I really dig down deep to see what their why is and why they want to create this new lifestyle. Because it's not a weight loss program. We are a lifestyle program. We change lifestyles.
So, that's a good point, because everybody's New Year's resolution is let's lose weight. The gyms are packed, and then after a couple of weeks, nobody comes back.
Right.
But your true customers, the one that are really serious, do that. But I want to go back to, you and I were talking a little bit before we came on. I said my son's 8, my daughter's 4, and my son's hopefully will be active like I was.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you is it for all ages? Do you have younger kids coming in too, where you can kind of make a workout specifically for youth athletes?
So when my gym was physically open, no, I just, had like 16 and above. Our workouts are really programmed for adults. I don't really have a kid program in my gym right now, but I am an advocate for for exercising at a young age.
Yeah.
We have to develop those habits at a young age. And with that being said, I am coaching a couple teams. I am coaching.
Okay.
Yep. I was coaching the football team at Helen Patton, and then I was coaching the soccer team through Zoom. And so I really, really wanted to focus on letting the kids know how important it was to be committed to their exercise routine and to focus on their form. I'm an advocate about that, especially with your squats. As we get older, our knees are hurting, and a lot of it is because we just were never taught the right form when we were younger. And so I'm a really big advocate with form and getting the younger kids just to have fun. Exercise can hurt. It's not fun sometimes, and it hurts. So we try to make it fun.
All right. So I got to ask you a personal question here. So
Okay.
I'm a football, and your husband might have answered this question and I would have probably answered it different years ago. So this is the first year my son's going to be eligible to play tackle football.
Okay.
He's 8 years old. I played a year of Pop Warner when I was 9.
Yeah.
But now, with all the concussions and you read about, I talked to college coaches, pro coaches, and said the same question. If you were me, would you let your son at 8 years old play tackle football? Now, years ago, my answer right away, I would have said, yes, there's no doubt.
Right.
He's gonna play this year, crossing my fingers, we have football.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you have said years ago when your boys were little? Was there any hesitancy when they were eligible to play tackle football to say, maybe we shouldn't because of concussions and injuries?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Safety is my main concern at all times. I guess you have to look at the individual person. I went back to saying that before. All three of my boys are very, very different. And as much as we want them to do what we want them to do, they have to find their own path. And we can only encourage them to play sports, encourage them to love their bodies, encourage them to really push themselves out of their comfort zone. But if it's really not in their DNA, then to force that on a child, I think would be detrimental.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see your husband. I knew would comment. He said, yes, it's safer than ever. I don't disagree with that. The helmets, the pads now are so much different than, even when I played. But I never thought as a football coach, I would even question and say, should I let him play? Should I not let him play? Because, years ago, you're like, God, I can't wait for my son to put the pads on. But it's so much different now than it was, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking about your trainers. Talk to us a little bit about if you kind of different classes that you have, and even talk a little bit about your trainers, how they're so different, because, there's some gyms that focus on, the physical part. Let's move a lot of weight around and get buff. Some focus on endurance, some focus on stamina, agilities. Talk to us a little bit about all that if you can.
So when I look for trainers, you have to have the connection. Connection is key. Especially in a weight loss program or in this industry, you have to find that connection. And all of my trainers are different, and I value each and every one of them for their strengths. Nicole is amazing. She will not let anybody undermine themselves or half-ass anything. She knows what's best, and she's not afraid to say, "Oh, Mary, okay, so you don't want to do a plank from your toes, okay." She's very confident, and she knows what's best for all of our members as far as their fitness levels go, because our workouts are amazing in the fact that anybody can join at their own fitness level. And it's our job to coach them pertaining to their fitness level. And Nicole is very good at that.
Now,
Andrew,
go ahead. I was just going to say, like, if somebody new comes in, if I walk into your gym and I want to get involved, do you pair the trainer up with the person based on, what their need is? How do you recommend somebody when they join?
No, we work as a team. The five of us work as a team. And it's great because they get a little bit of all of us because we all have our strengths. They get a little bit of all of us. So we really try not to, put certain members with certain trainers just because we offer so much personality and connection in different ways that it's so much more beneficial.
And then talk a little bit too about maybe some of the resource that you do have. You know, you said you got particular trainers that focus on certain things. But again, if
Mhm.
I'm somebody that comes in and I say, "Hey, I want to work on whether it's endurance or building muscle,"
Right.
talk to us a little bit about the different resources.
Yeah, that's great. So our workouts are 30 minutes and they're high intensity interval trainings with an active rest. So what they are is it's twice the workout in half the time. So say someone comes in and doesn't need to lose, any weight on the scale. However, they want to lean up. And that's what our program does. I don't like the word diet because the word die is in diet. So what we would do is customize a program pertaining to their needs.
Now, do you guys write your own programs? Do the trainers write programs? Because I know you guys being a franchise, is that stuff done for you, and then you guys roll that stuff out? Or how does that work?
They do provide us over 300 workouts, and we do use
Okay.
those as a resource. But I think we kind of put the personal connection in creating our own workouts to our members. But we do get some amazing ideas from HQ.
So
Hmm.
let's see what we got. We got more people commenting. So Nicole says, "Strong is the new skinny."
Yes, yes. Well, growing up, and we talk about this all the time. Growing up, I have three other sisters who are tall and skinny, and I was the short, chunky one. And it was like, I want to be skinny. I want to be skinny. And now, no, this, strong is the new skinny, and that is my mission. That is my mission: is to empower women, empower men to be strong, not to go in and worry about the number on the scale so much. I hide the scale because growing up, we were just worried about what that number was. But no, how do you feel? What is your energy level? Where's your confidence? That is what we're all about. And that, I guess, is the difference between us and other gyms.
So Lisa, if you had to go back, everybody always asks me. I think my mom just asked me the other day if I had to go back and change something, whether when I was on college, what would it be? And of course, we all make bad decisions in our life, right? I wish we can go back and change.
Yeah.
But now that you look at where you're at now with Fit Body Boot Camp, to where you were when you first started, would you have done anything different?
Oh, sure. Sure. When you're building a business, and I learned a lot of great techniques, and a lot of, my dad was a business owner. My mom and dad owned a family business growing up. And so, he has been a really great person to lean on and to really ask for advice as far as building my business. And, yeah, I mean, I would change a lot of things, but that's how you grow. That's how you grow. You can't be afraid of failure because you learn from those mistakes. You learn from, maybe I could have done it this way, but let's do it this way. So you learn. It's a learning process.
So obviously, the big question that people keep asking is, what's everything going to look like after this coronavirus and everybody gets back to work? How much is
I
your gym
know.
going to be different after all this?
I'll tell you what, I am blessed. I'm so blessed because we have amazing members. We have amazing members. We are thriving. We are absolutely thriving. We actually have more new members now than we did before coronavirus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just are thriving. And getting back into the swing of things, we can't wait. We really can't wait. We are going to offer, obviously, we have a whole protocol to follow when we get back into the gym, but we are going to still offer those virtual classes. And yeah.
So do you guys are there different packages for people that want to sign up? Is there a monthly one, or, can they join for 6 months? What are some different packages you have?
Right. Well, right now we have a 28-day for $28. So that's kind of like a promotion we have going on right now. But I have a monthly, I have 3 months, 6 months. If you sign up for a year, then I can give you some discounts that way. But what I like to do is really kind of sit them down and kind of interview them. See what their goals are. What are they looking to achieve? Because if they're looking to lose, completely transition their body, they're not going to be able to do it in a month. So I would be real with them. And I would not sugarcoat like, oh, sure, I can have you lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So,
let's see who else we got. Let's see. We got some more folks here. Let's see what we got. So Patty says, I've been doing Lisa's program from Florida. So fortunate she's doing these virtual classes. That's
Florida.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Love
see
her.
what else we got. Maria says there's always soccer.
Yes, yes, yes. My dad he was always there every single soccer game, and he always he coached me in baseball, and he always pushed me and saw something in me because I was the littlest one. I was the smallest one, and he always made me feel that I could still go out there and slide tackle. It didn't matter how big I was or how small I was. I could go get it and do it. So
So
I have a lot
Lisa,
of that drive from him.
I always ask people this question because a lot of people had asked me how I came up with the name The Rock Pile, and I can't take credit for it because one of my dad's old players from Westmoreland, back in the day, my dad's players would run rock piles, for
Oh,
conditioning. And one of the things I thought of when they said the rock pile was, you got to start somewhere, right? In life, you
yeah,
start small and you keep
yeah.
working at it and you keep climbing. Was there ever a point in your time where you sat back and you said, "Oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if this was the right decision." Did you have a moment like that when you started at
Never,
Fit Body?
never.
So not
And I'll be
once did
honest.
you ever sit down and say, "This isn't going to work. What did I do?"
I mean, those thoughts always, kind of creep in, but I always went back to my mission, to my why.
Yeah.
And that is what has gotten me through. I remember when I only had 25 clients and I was ecstatic. I have 25 clients. Um, I wanted to build this safe place for people to come in
Mhm.
and work on their lifestyles and just be who they truly are. I remember going to the gym and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to look like that person, or I can't run on the treadmill like that person, or I remember the day I couldn't do one sit up, and I remember how that felt. And so I wanted to really create a safe place for people to come so they don't feel judged. There's no clickiness. There's no gossiping. Everybody at Fit Body supports each other genuinely in such a great way.
So I always ask this one too, is when I talk to people, obviously says, who do I look up to? And I always say my dad's been a role model for me and my sister's been a role model for me. Who's
Mm-hmm.
some of your role models that you use throughout your life?
My mom is definitely a role model. She worked really hard and was a stay-at-home mom and worked, and we're very much alike in the fact that she actually really saw something in me before I even saw it. And so when I told her about this idea, she said, absolutely, absolutely. And she's the one who really kind of pushed me into always chasing my dreams. She always has made me feel like I can do it.
So how do you think your trainers, your customers that come in, how do you think they would describe you? What would they say about Lisa? If I said, how would you describe Lisa Briggs in one word?
They always say, you're always so happy. You're always so happy. And, I'm not always happy. But when you do what you love, it brings out joy. And so I'm genuinely happy now because what I'm doing for a living brings out joy. And I think that just spills out.
And as a coach, obviously, when you see your kids graduate and you see them as, your husband would say the same thing, is when you see the athletes come at an early age and you see them by the time they graduate and see how far they've come, even after school's over, you still get called coach and people still talk about you.
Yeah.
That's a success story for me that I still
Mm-hmm.
have athletes today that still tell stories about me, that still say, thank you, coach. What are some of the
Mm-hmm.
success stories that you have at your gym?
Oh my gosh. I have one client who has lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
She was well on her way before she came to Fit Body, but we were able to keep her on that path, and now she's has lost over 100 pounds. I have people tell me that I've saved their lives. Because we really focus on the body fat. We really focus with the body fat around your organs to make you healthy inside. One of my clients, told me I saved her life because she was pre-diabetic and her parents died from diabetes, and now she's lost the weight and she's healthy and she's living the healthy lifestyle. She's keeping up with it. So that's what's so important, is that we just don't put you on a diet, hate that word, or a program that is temporary. We
Mhm.
teach healthy lifestyles so that you
Right.
keep living.
So
Hmm.
Debbie puts a nice little comment up here. I'll see if I can get it all. Debbie says,
Oh,
energetic and happy. She's amazing and wants us to achieve every day. Um, Whitesboro Fit Body. I'm sitting here reading the abbreviation, WFBBC, is an amazing home. And, I think that's the whole story behind it is, when I talked to Jacqueline Davidson at Sweat, she said the
hmm.
same thing. It's a clientele that's home.
Yep.
For some
Hmm.
people that may have a tough home life, their way of coming to the gym sometimes and being around, your trainers,
Right.
it's family.
Right.
And it's a whole nother type of family that some people just they can't relate to. And I think
It's
that's
true.
special.
It's so super special. The minute you walk in our gym, the hardest thing to do is to make that first step, right? And anything that you decide to do, it's that first step is the hardest thing to do. And the first step is actually walking in the gym. And I tell people, just do it. Just do it because you will feel the energy and you will feel the positivity and you won't want to leave. Sometimes I don't even want to go home. And Brian's like, where the heck are you? I'm like, I don't know. I want to just stay here. No, but you want to surround yourself with positive people. You want to surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed. And with being a woman, women can be very cliquey. They can be very jealous. They can be very opinionated. And what I want to do is teach women, especially to empower other women. So empowered women empower women, and that's what we do.
What's the toughest part of your job?
Oh God, the toughest part of my job. Um,
And if you
that's a
tell me there's not a tough part of that job, I'm going to jump through my screen.
no. Hmm.
Well, how
It
about
is.
this one? Let me rephrase it. So you probably have people that come in motivated, they want to lose weight. And let's say after a month or so, they're not having the success they would have
Hmm.
liked. Some people take a little bit longer, to develop or lose the
It
weight.
does.
Some lose it
Right.
quicker.
Hmm.
I guess, what do you say? Do you have to motivate them, give them the pep talk, so they don't get discouraged or they don't want to come to the gym anymore? I mean, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So that's why we call it a journey. That's why we call it a health and wellness journey, because there are going to be ups and downs. A lot of people don't know that when you first start an exercise program, if you haven't been exercising, you may gain weight. And I just had this conversation with one of my clients earlier today. She was a little frustrated because she was gaining weight when she had, started 3 weeks ago. And that's that, acute inflammation where, your body is just getting used to, like, what the heck are you doing? Because your body does not want to lose weight. It's
Mhm.
fighting against you. So you have to kind of just stay proactive and just hang in there. And too many people give up. Too many people give up before they can break through.
So what
Hmm.
about those individuals that say, they're scared to go to a gym. They're embarrassed, maybe I don't fit in and I'm overweight or,
Yeah.
what do you say to those people out there listening saying, well, should I join there? What do you say
Yep.
to those people?
I was that person. So I know how that feels. I know how that feels. I couldn't walk into the gym. I remember that day like it was yesterday. So I can relate to them. Um, and all I can do is just offer my energy and offer my guidance to have them just come in that one time and they'll be able to feel that energy. But they have to want it. I can't talk them into it. They have
Right.
to find that inner strength to actually do it. We can do a lot for them, but they actually have to do the work.
So let's see. We got more stuff on here. Let's see who I can pull up now. Lisa, your dad's watching. Wants you to know how proud he is of you. That's
Thanks, Dad.
awesome. Let's see. Nicole says there's a connection between everyone at the gym that you
Hmm.
won't find anyplace. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Jess says, I look forward to it every day. It's the best 30 minutes of my day. How early do you guys start? I saw a lot of posts. Nicole was trying to get me to come to the gym at 5:30.
5:30. Yeah. And tomorrow's Nicole.
Oh,
Come to our 5:30 session. We'll send you the link.
wow.
Wish Nicole a happy birthday. So yeah, 5:30. And then we have a 7:30 and 9 o'clock. And then we do a 4 o'clock and a 5 o'clock.
So your husband says not able to sleep at night because she's so excited.
Oh yeah, I can't sleep. When I know I have to teach in the morning, I can't sleep.
Let's see. Adam, you absolutely do this. That's awesome. Adam's on.
All right, Adam.
Adam's on. Maybe we can get Adam to come to the gym.
Come on.
Let's see who else we got. We got a lot on here today. That's good.
Awesome. Oh, I see a comment from Sherry. Can I
Yep,
just
I was
read
just
that?
going to go to that one right here.
Yeah.
Sherry, I wish I have the balls to walk my plus size into the shop and just do it.
Listen, girl. Our program is for all fitness levels, and we all have started somewhere. So just make that initial step, and you will be so glad and so happy, and you will just feel the energy. I can't say that enough. The energy in the room is just.
Well, she's got a lot of support. Carla says you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole says the same thing. Do it. And that's great. I mean, that's that whole family piece. I think that's awesome. Right. Nobody's going to make fun of anybody that walks through there.
Well, and we're real people. We're not photoshopped. And somebody said the other day, somebody was inspired to come join us because they saw a before and after picture, actually, of Carla Capitafaro. If you have not seen her before and afters, holy cow! And she mentioned to me, this person said, I know that wasn't photoshopped. I know that was real. And so that's what we deliver. We deliver real results.
So where do you see, I know everybody always says, where do you see yourself, business down the road? Have you looked, because everything changes year in and year out. It seems like things change even on a monthly basis. What do you see possibly, changing down the road at the gym?
So I would love to expand. The space next to me is vacant. It's been vacant for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
And my landlord is really holding it for me. I'm trying to make it work, but I believe it will happen in the future. We are just busting at the seams where we're at. We're busting at the seams, and that space is empty. And so everybody's like, knock down that wall, knock down that wall. And so I really think that, the year 2020 is going to be the time that we do that and expand.
Now, Lisa, how much I know you guys are franchised, but are you able to do a lot of your own stuff as far as if you want to make changes or stuff like that? Do you have to run it by the company? Are you limited?
We do. Yeah, we do. We definitely have to, consult with them. Mm-hmm. And as far as like opening up another location, we have to just show our numbers and all of that kind of stuff. I did reach out to them about expanding. They gave me their blessing, for sure. But yeah, because we are still a franchise, I still have to run everything by them. But as far as, my marketing and advertising and, any specials or anything that I wanted to run, I can do all that on my own. But they offer all that for us. They do all of that work for us. So
that's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah.
So I guess for new people, and I would probably say if we go back to Sherry, what would you tell new people coming in?
What would I tell new people coming in? Hang in there. Hang in there and have fun. Hang in there and have fun.
Well, that's definitely a good motto with everything, right? You only have one life. Live it to the fullest, and have at it. So for people to get in touch with you, I got the email going across the screen. Is that the best way? Can they message you on any social media platforms, or is the email the best way?
Absolutely. The email is great. We do have a phone number that I can, give to you. You can put it maybe in the chat box, 315-725-3789.
3789? Yep. I'll put it up
and then
there.
You can find us on Facebook.
So now, Lisa, I don't know if I have a say in who gets your free membership, but I'm going to probably recommend. I think Sherry. It's just a thought. You can choose whoever you would like, but I think Sherry should get it. And I think Sherry, if I know you're listening, you're out there, go do it. Listen, Lisa, if you were my coach, I'd run through a wall for you, because I think you're very motivational. You're very upbeat, full of energy. And I think, Sherry, if you're out there, get in there and have at it. I think it's a great group to be part of, for sure.
Yeah, Sherry, we would love to have you.
So, Lisa, what else? I got a few more minutes with you. What else for the group do you want to talk about? Anything particular you want to share?
Yes. there is actually. So I officially made a workout.
Uh-oh. Oh,
It's called
nice.
the Rock
Nice.
Pile Fit Body Boot Camp workout.
Awesome. Awesome. I
So we're
like
going to be
it.
doing, so Nicole, I'm going to give this to Nicole. She's going to post it and
I
we're going to do
like
this.
it.
We're going to do this on Friday. So this is just an example
Awesome.
of a workout, high intensity, interval
Awesome. I
training. So you
like
have
it.
your very own workout.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll tell you what, I'll have to make sure that I'll message you ahead of time, but I'll have to come down and
Yeah.
do a workout, give it a shot. My problem
Yeah.
is, and I give the excuse, time. I'm a night owl, so I'm up till midnight at night usually, and then I'm
Listen,
up early.
well,
So
hop on a Zoom.
how
Hop on a
late do
Zoom.
how late do you guys go? What's the latest you guys go till?
5 o'clock. 5
Okay.
o'clock.
All right. I might have to
And
take you up on it.
do it, and it's just like personal training in a group setting. That's what the glory is, our trainers are trained to personally train everyone, but just in a group setting pertaining to their fitness level. So if
Well,
you're
let's
just
see.
starting out, great. If not, that's great too. We can still coach you.
Let's see if we got any last minute things here. Let's see. Maria says you won't regret it.
Oh, Maria.
Teresa says I'm sold. Sign me
All right,
up.
Teresa. Girl, sign up, girl.
Let's see. Adam said to try to get Rob and he'll join. She says I'll try. He doesn't want me to show up. So this is awesome.
Yeah. So can I just say a couple more things?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I want to leave with you guys with is just two things. Okay. And I thought about this, and what I want you to do is wellness and, health and fitness is about, it's not superficial. I want you to really, be in your body, get to know your body and trust it and treat it as it's the most important thing in your world, because it is going to carry you through this one life that we have. So make sure that you really put your body, as a priority and make it that, most important thing in your life. And then second, design that routine. Design that routine that works for you. Not every routine works for each and every one of you. You're not going to have the same routine. Find your own routine. And I have great news for you. You can find it with us at Whitesboro Fit Body Bootcamp. We will design a program that is just for you, pertaining to your individual needs.
So Lisa, now you might have two of us. My wife just said I think I'll have to try it also.
Yes, Lindsay.
So now you might have my wife. I'd have to probably let my wife do it first. But
Oh,
I can do the Zoom. I can do the Zoom once. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely. But if
Yeah.
she's in, then I have no choice. I got to be in.
There you go. There you go.
But well, Lisa, listen. Thank you. Let's do this again. You're welcome anytime.
Thank
And
you.
I appreciate the workout and appreciate your time tonight. Say hi to everybody for me.
Yeah.
And come on, let me know anytime.
I will. Thank you so much for
We'll do it
having
again.
me.
No
Thank you so
problem. I'll
much
see
for
you
having me.
soon.
Okay. Take care.
Bye,
Live your best
Lisa.
life. Bye.
So that was Lisa Briggs, the owner of Fit Body Boot Camp, and she was awesome, man. The energy that she brings, the passion, that's what I talk about all the time. As a coach, a motivational speaker, you got to have the passion behind it, and you can definitely see the passion in her voice. You can see the great following that she has. The people, Sherry, I'm just using you for an example. Please don't take it the wrong way, but Sherry, get to the gym. You have 110% support from everybody that goes there, the trainers and everybody. I think it would be fantastic. I'm going to have to come in there now and try to do my workout, the rock pile once. I really like that. But Lisa, thanks again. You're welcome anytime. And I really appreciate the time tonight. I have shirts. The rock pile t-shirts are on sale. Just message me, send me a message on Facebook. All my contact information is on there. You can go to my YouTube page, LinkedIn page, Instagram. They're $15 a t-shirt for adults. They're $10 for kids. Any help would be appreciated. Tune in next Wednesday night. You will not want to miss. I want everybody to look up this name, John Finch. He is the storyteller and author of The Father Effect. He has interviewed thousands and thousands of people but read his story. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. I have my cousin Kevin Eady coming on with me, the owner of Faro Restaurant down in Brooklyn. My sister's going to join me. I'm booked right now till the first week in July, but please reach out. I'd love to hear your story. So, on behalf of myself tonight and the Rock Pile on another fantastic Wednesday night with Lisa Briggs, I appreciate everybody's support and love. Until next week, I'm out.